One pro catches them shallow. One pro catches them deep. One pro does a little bit of both. One pro says they're on the bottom. One pro says they're schooling. At the end of the day, it really begs the question, is there really any kind of true pattern going on Lake Murray right now? Philip, we're all out there with our eyes on Brent, Ehrler, and Gagliardi, and Casey Ashley, and the guy you know, David Dudley, and we're wondering what they got, and you sneak along in there and drop 17 pounds, and a lot of people's face went, dang. So tell us what's going on.
I'm loving the dark horse role. I'm loving it. Every time I'd pull up to a point, almost every time today, I'd sit down, go to idle up there, get real close, and then like 30 boats would run by me. I'd be like, "What's going on?" I'm getting waves hitting me. I turn, there goes Anthony Gagliardi, and the rest of the lake followed him. So I'm loving being under the radar. Like you said, people watching the Dudleys and the Mark Roses, and I'm loving it. This lake sets up so much like my home lake, and I can fish around, move places. It feels comfortable. So I'm like comfortable without having the pressure of people watching me, so I think it helped a lot.
Now, Uncle Dudley has this thing that I call it. When the big money gets on the line, he can smell it. You got some of that in your blood too?
No, I promise you, I don't have any of his blood, and I wouldn't admit to that. But anyways, I went and rubbed my hands on his reels last night, trying to get some of that luck that he had yesterday. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not just a big money thing; it's just a high pressure thing. You guys had that awesome video FLW set up that one man it'll be enough, everyone else will go home, and I think that fired Dudley up too much. So we should tone that down next year. But I'm just super blessed with the opportunities I've had today, so to capitalize on them.
Now, how much information do y'all share, and how similar are you fishing, if you know any of that at all?
Very similar. We share pretty much everything. We're wide open. As far as fishing for people, he's my best friend. Yeah, we call each other every couple hours. And what'd you catch? What'd you catch it on? What color? How far was your drop shot leader? How long? What pound test? What color was your line? How many red flakes did you have? And we share it all. We're wide open with each other. We trust each other, and our fishing styles are the same, so it helps each other out versus being the opposite where it would hurt you. But I think he's doing a little bit different program in the afternoon than I am, and I'm guessing tomorrow he'll switch it up a little bit. So we'll see. I'm excited.
Tell me just some generalities, shallow or deep for you?
Both, absolutely. It's so tough that you have to be versatile and run around. And that's sort of what I like. You can't just go out there and, all right, I'm going to go throw a big worm all day and come in and win. I mean, I think that's something that hurts me in my career because I am so versatile that I don't master one thing, so then it ends up hurting me. But I think in this event, the fish is a lot like home, where you have to go shallow and deep, and then fish docks, and then fish rocks, and then points, and then throw a top water a little bit, and then go back out and fish in 30 foot of water. Just being able to do that comfortably, I think it'll actually help me because the bite is so tough.
I've been going kind of a theme today that the pattern is there is no pattern. Tell me, is there anything to what you're doing that you could call it a pattern? I mean, okay, so you do have something going on.
Absolutely. What I did this afternoon, my co-angler was like, dude, you're making it look easy. Now, I'm not bragging on myself. Right. I am not. Right. But it just worked out. Everything was working right. Everywhere I went, every place I stopped, catch one, catch one. He was like, man, what is? I was like, I don't know. Maybe we should run down the lake. We run down the lake, catch another one, catch another one. And we'd sit down, and I'd be like, all right, we need to keep going down the lake. And then it started slowing down. I'm like, I think we're finally back to Lake Murray. Now it's tough again. Yeah, I don't know where we went today, but it was not typical Lake Murray for me. It was everywhere I went, it was constant bite. So I'm excited. Hopefully it stays strong to tomorrow. If not, I'm happy to be where I am, and we'll just go out and try to catch something.
How many keepers for you on today?
Today, I don't know, probably 10. And I caught a couple shorts, and I culled at least 3 times to get to the 17 pounds. So I'm excited. I was like, I talked to. I'm a rookie at this. This is my first championship as a boater, so I was like, man, I wish I had Dudley's. What would he say right now? But I was out there. I was like, I know it's the cup, and I know Dudley's in the lead, so I was like, I need to catch as much weight as I can today. Don't save anything. But then I was like, well, if I save this one for tomorrow, then I might catch it and make the cut. So I was like, do I save them or do I burn them? Do I save them? Do I burn them? So I was like, burn them. Yeah, I just went out and set the hook as many times as I could. So we'll go out tomorrow and just have fun. See what happens.
Brent, my theme today has kind of been that on Lake Murray, the pattern is there really is no pattern. Do you want to agree or disagree with that?
I'll disagree a little bit. I mean, I've been running a few different things, but The funny thing about it is that you can run something for a really long time and not catch them. You know, I remember in practice, you do something a little bit different and you catch one and you go, okay, that's the clue. And you run it and you run it and you run it and you get sick of running it, so you try something else and you catch one and you go, oh, okay, now I got it. And you run it and run it and run it. And I did have something kind of crazy today. I actually did see some blueback herring today. Okay. It's the first time in my entire life I saw some.
So yesterday you say, I've never seen a blueback, and today you saw some.
I saw some, and I didn't catch any fish out of it, but they were pushing them. But yeah, it was the first time I've ever seen. I'm assuming they were bigger than shad, so I'm assuming they're blueback. But it's the first time I've ever seen them in, you know, however many years we've been fishing these places. So, but you know, nothing, you know, different from yesterday. It's just a grind to catch them, and it takes all day to get 5.
Look like nice spotted bass in the creel there.
Yeah, I did catch a spotted bass. I had no clue they were even in here. You know, it got in the net and it looked like one. I checked the tongue. You know, it was supposed to have a patch on the tongue, and it didn't, so I didn't think it was. And I talked to Bill Taylor in the back. He looked at it and he said it was. So, you know, it's obviously the first one I've caught here. I didn't even know they had them.
Do you wish there was a few more? Do you start looking for some more, like get on the rare spotted bass pattern?
No, it's in the mix with all the, you know, the largemouth I've caught. I think that you know, I think he was lost. I mean, obviously, it was around the largemouth. I caught a short in the same, you know, largemouth in the same spot. So, you know, I don't think I found a school of spotted bass. I think he was just out there roaming around with the largemouth.
The little bit I'll watch you, it's so the fishing you're doing is so painstaking slow. I mean, you throw it out there and you could literally eat a sandwich and, you know, drink a Coke and pick your rod back up.
You know, I have different areas, and there's very few areas that I fish that way, okay. and that's kind of one little thing that I have clued in on this week, that there's a certain thing I'm looking for, and when I find it, I have to fish slow, and it's not necessarily slow. I think it's just they're there. I think that when if you fish through it, you fish by them, and I think if you fish really slow, you get them to bite. And I had that happen yesterday. I didn't do it in practice. I had it happen yesterday, and it happened about 4 times yesterday. So I was real fortunate, and I did the same thing today on a few spots and was able to duplicate it. So. You know, but other areas I am fishing relatively fast, and even though I'm fishing bottom baits, I'll fish it fairly fast in some areas, but I have certain few little areas that when I get to that spot, I fish it, you know, like you said, painstakingly slow.
Bryan, the theme of the day I was kind of going for here on this super prolific Lake Murray is the pattern is there is no pattern. Now, if you say there is a pattern, I won't ask you specifically what it is at this point in the game, but would you say that what you're doing, there's no rhyme or reason to it, or is there actually something you're trying to look for?
I thought there was something I was looking for yesterday, but I think it's more of an area deal. Because the same place where I got caught all my weight yesterday, I went through there again today with topwater and had 5 or 6 good bites and only caught 2 of them. But there's still some good fish in there. I mean, all 4 of the ones that I missed were bigger than the 2 I caught. I mean, so evidently it's just an area deal, I think, more than a pattern. Because I ran it some more on new water and places I got a couple bites in practice, never got any more bites. So I think it's pretty much just an area deal.
Now, are you tempted deep at all? Do you spend any time out today?
Yeah, I only had 2 at 10 o'clock, and I've got a couple places that I can catch a limit pretty quick. And I ran to one of those and caught a limit in 5 or 6 casts and caught 1 or 2, and they quit biting. I probably caught 10 or 15 off of it, and then they quit.
How many of those were keepers?
Probably 6 or 7 of them.
Okay. I want to guess kind of a schooly type spot.
Yeah, there's a couple breaking around, but they're not up. They're on the bottom. It's kind of a weird deal.
Okay. I'm asking this a lot too, in regards to herring. Everybody talks about herring. We're kind of like Murray. Hey, it's a big herring lake. They'll be eating herring. Yet a lot of people I talk to say, yeah, what I'm doing really has nothing to do with herring, especially right now.
Right. I could care less if there's a herring in this lake or not. The fish I'm catching are in no way eating herring. I don't know. I'm fishing shallow, and then my offshore places are more threadfin shad oriented deals. It's not herring deals.
When they come up schooling, you can see the little shad and stuff.
They're chasing little 1-inch long shad. I don't understand the herring and why they move, and I don't think the bass understand either. I think they just know they're there, so they move with them. And
I don't like them. I don't like to fish that way. So I'd rather find fish that I know or have a higher percentage chance of being there in the tournament.
Of staying put.
Right.
Michael, unbelievable, much, much better today. Tell us what the difference was.
I fished exactly the same, except I didn't fish shallow today. I just went straight deep, and that's I had a shallow bite going, but it didn't work yesterday, so I just decided not to. And I caught a few fish this morning out deep, and then progressively all day the bite just got better and better. And I went through about 2 limits of fish today and ended up about 15 pounds. So
2 limits of fish, that's pretty good for this place right now.
oh, that's awesome. And I found a little pattern working. I came before the off limits and found a way to catch a limit. I didn't catch any quality fish doing that. And then when we came back for the 3 days, it was all quality fish. So, and today they showed up. Yesterday, I caught 1 or 2 good ones yesterday, but it was a grind yesterday for me.
Tell me a little bit. I was giving all you TVA guys I was razzing all of them, Randy and Lambert, a little bit about trying to find the mega schools on Lake Murray with your machines. Is there anything you can say about what you found that has any similarity to a TVA system? Are you using any strategy or anything from a TVA system with the way you're fishing now?
I mean, just the fact of just fishing offshore. I mean, and I'm fishing extremely deep, but I'm using my electronics to stay on the spots and find the spots. But as far as seeing the fish, I can't see them. And the spots I'm fishing, they're not schools. It's just 1 and 2. 3 fish is great off one. Okay. So I'm just covering a bunch of spots a day and just trying to get a bite or 2 off every one of them.
But you just mentioned a minute ago, no shallow fishing for you today. You committed totally deep.
Yeah, I committed straight deep today.
Jacob, the theme for the day, you're welcome to disagree with this if you'd like to, but I'm going with that the pattern on Lake Murray is that there is no pattern.
That is 100% correct. This place is, I've been scratching my head for every day I've been out there trying to figure out what the deal is. And you realistically just have to run stuff that looks good. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it looks good. And, you'll fish 90% of that stuff that looks good and not get a bite, but there's that 10%. If you run enough of it, you can get enough bites throughout the day that you're going to get 4, 5, 6 bites and hopefully catch a limit.
Got a little peek at you for a little while today. Looked like mostly shallow for you, but I don't know. Did you run some deep stuff at all?
I ran a little bit of deep stuff, just trying to keep them honest. That was the big thing. I'm like, man, they can't be this tough, but it really is. I mean, just to get a bite out there right now, it's a grind. And I like fishing shallow. It's what I love to do. And, there is small little patterns that's going on, but I think that these fish are all, I don't necessarily feel like it's a cover thing. So it's something that's in the water. I feel like the majority of the fish that I've caught this week have been on, and that's sort of been my main deal.
So far, it looks like the pattern here is that there really is no pattern.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. And I kind of, other than the possibility of some type of topwater blueback something happening, which would have definitely been a pattern, other than that, I figured it would be pretty much like you say. It's just going to be a lot of junk fishing. Guys are bouncing around, fishing deep and shallow, deep and shallow. Some guys are fishing shallow the whole time, but nobody's really doing that much better doing any one thing. It's all pretty much the same. It's all tough no matter what you do, even no matter what part of the lake you're in. So that's just the nature. I mean, that's just the nature of August fishing in the South, I think.